Hi everyone, welcome to the series of my English classes. Today let us discuss a new lesson, Children at Work. The lesson Children at Work tells us a tale of an 11-year-old boy who had run away from his village as he could not handle his father beating him up for one more day. He got into a train to Chennai without a ticket. Upon reaching the city, he had no idea of what he could do and how he would manage to stay alive. The story tells us how children like him end up working instead of studying at schools where they truly belong. The lesson begins with the Kanyakumari Express reaching Chennai Central Station, where Velu, an 11-year-old boy, had to get down. He was very nervous to step down on the platform, and once he did, his legs felt wobbly. He found himself a place to sit at a bench on the platform. Never in his life he had seen so many people all at once except once in a year at his village fair. He was terrified, and as he bent his head and put it on his knees, he heard a strange voice. He tried looking here and there and found a girl of about his own age. The girl was wearing a loose banyan and was carrying a sack on one of her shoulders, in which she collected plastic cups that she picked up from the platform. The girl asked him how he got here, but Velu did not answer. He did tell her his name, but he was reluctant to tell a stranger that he had run away because he was fed up of being beaten up by his father every day. He could not take it anymore that his father snatched away all that he and his sister earned to pay for his drinking. Suddenly he felt his stomach pinching him as he had not eaten much in those 2 days. The weird expression on his face made it clear to the girl, who then offered to help him with food. He got up and began walking. At first, Velu was not sure if he should follow her, but then he thought to himself that he had nowhere else to go. So he got up too and matched her speed. They waited a bit to find a gap between the moving traffic so that they could cross the road. The smoke and the dust in the air made Velu's head spin. Velu was hesitant to cross the road, but the girl somehow dragged him to the other side. They then started walking along the side of the road where Velu saw various signboards. He could not read anything that was written on them because it was all in English. But he surely saw pictures. His naked feet burned from the heat that was being released from the tar. It was nothing like walking on mud. They then turned into the bridge where Velu paused to peep down. Jaya warned him about the big building with walls. She said if he wasn't careful, he could end up counting bars. Velu managed to read the Tamil sign on the building that said Central Jail. After an hour of walking, they reached in front of a huge building that said Sri Rajarajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam and the names of the groom and the bride. At first, Velu thought they were to eat inside, but despite his high expectations, Jaya showed him the reality by taking him behind the building where there was a rotten smell in the air. They could see a garbage bin. Jaya found a squashy banana and a vada for Velu, who was reluctant to eat them. Jaya assured him that she only chose untouched food and that this is all she could do as she had no money to feed him. Velu couldn't resist because his stomach was pinching him. He ate it and felt instantly better. Jaya told him that he could wait till the people inside completed their lunch, but she had to go to work. Velu followed her since he had nowhere else to go, and to him the girl seemed to have a way with things. He began running after her and asked her name, which she told him. They then walked around for half an hour and reached Triplicate. Velu saw a row of the strangest huts he had ever seen. They were made of metal sheets, tires. In his village, they only had houses made with mud and palm leaves. Jaya went inside one of the huts to get herself a new sack because the current one was filled. She told Velu to give her a hand and handed over a sack and stick to him. Velu got confused as he did not know what she wanted him to do with all this stuff. He had only worked in a landowner's farm where he took the cows for grazing. Unfortunately, there were no farmers in the city. Jaya told him that she did was called a rag picking, and they sorted through rubbish to find paper, plastic, and glass, which they further sold to Jambasa Jakku. Velu was still confused as to why someone would want to buy rubbish. Jaya elaborated that Jaggu further sold it to factories and that she had no more time to waste as she had to work. Velu reluctantly agreed to do it till he could find himself a better job. The story teaches us to behave properly with the children so that they do not take such extreme steps. It also teaches us that we shall help such children. There are many reasons why children have to work. Some help their family make a livelihood, others run away from unhappy homes and need to support themselves. Children who have to work, like Velu and Jaya, can't go to school and play like other children. This story portrays the pathetic condition of the poor in the city. A boy ran away from home and fell into the trap of life of indignity. He found the life of the village better as compared to the city. Survival in the city is a constant struggle for the poor. Children work for survival instead of school. Their childhood is crushed under the cruel hands of poverty. At last, in the story, we can see Velu was optimistic enough, so he agreed to do the job. He knew that he could switch over to a new job and better job in the future. Students, I hope you understood today's lesson. Let us meet with yet another new video. Thank you. Have a nice day.